Courtney Cox here with Doug Kyde and Zach Cox at Mall of America in Minnesota. Of course, we are down here for Super Bowl 52. Never get bored of saying that because it is an exciting week. We're having a great time.
Fantastic.
Us buds are just hanging out. That was a Doug's buds. But for the daily recap for today, we got to talk about everybody's biggest takeaway. I'll start with Doug.
For me, I plan on writing about Chad OShea tomorrow, so I think that it was interesting asking Chad OShea, who's supposed to be the Patriots' next offensive coordinator, just how much he's worked with other players on offense, and it sounds like it's actually quite a bit. I was talking to Rex Burkhead a little bit about it. He said that anytime he has a question about a route or something, he's asking Chad OShea. Chad OShea is also the red zone coordinator on the offense, so he has to deal with the offensive line, he has to deal with the tight ends, he has to deal with the quarterback, so I think that gives him a lot of great experience with working with the entire offensive line or the entire offense before he actually becomes offensive coordinator. So I think it's a good sign for him, and that's just a takeaway. Yeah, that's number one.
All right, there you go. That was a good one. Zach?
Yeah, mine was coaching related as well. I was just impressed and kind of struck by the love and respect that everybody on this team has for Matt Patricia, who obviously is expected to become the Detroit Lions head coach at the end of the season. Currently, he's still the Patriots defensive coordinator. And really, everybody on the team, offense and defense, everyone I've talked to just has nothing but the highest of high praise for Matt Patricia. And you can kind of tell when a player is saying the nice thing because he doesn't want to be a jerk, and when they actually mean it. I mean, Malcolm Butler said today, he's like, one time Matty P came up to me and just said, "Hey, I love you." And I said, "I love you right back," because I do. It's really this true bond and between coach and player. Obviously, Matt Patricia's been here for a very long time. Probably not going to be here much longer. But just the fact that a guy who only works with one side of the ball can kind of drum up that much respect and love from everybody is really striking, and something that surely is going to work well in his favor as he goes to Detroit.
All right, well, for me, I have two again today. So much going on. It's just I just can't get enough. But first and foremost, Danny Amendola and James Harrison, they swapped jerseys during the media availability today. So on your topic of love, these two really love each other. Danny Amendola talked about it a little bit more than James Harrison, I believe.
James Harrison just said, "We switched."
Well,
and that was it.
That is a very James Harrison response.
Danny Amendola's jersey is very, very small for James Harrison.
And James Harrison's is very big for Danny Amendola. My other one.
That's some good clean fun right there.
That is.
A good goof on their fun.
Yes, and they came in. They were all jolly and happy. My other one, we got to go downtown and do a behind the scenes with Rich Eisen. You can go to NESN.com to see that. But do you guys know who he picked to win the Super Bowl?
I do not.
The Patriots?
Well, let's find out.
Well, I chose New England before the season,
and
I want to go home to a household that welcomes me home with open arms. And I am talking on NESN, so I think the Patriots will win.
So, Doug, you were correct. He did pick the Pats in the beginning of the season, and he wants to end the season with a win. So he was great. He was super nice, and their set was gorgeous, overlooking US Bank Stadium. So, good view.
Absolutely. One other takeaway. I did my Doug's Buds episode with Charlotte Wilder today, so if you want to know the latest on the Tom Brady TB Times crocodile mystery, you got to watch it.
Yep, and Matt Chatham was walking around the mall with his Super Bowl bling on. He was really trying to stay under the radar, you know. Yeah, he didn't want any attention. So our good friend Matt Chatham, just a nice humble brag there.
One final takeaway for me too. I mentioned Malcolm Butler earlier. Malcolm Butler is here. He did practice today. He arrived late to Minnesota. Was dealing with an illness. He said he was actually ended up in the hospital earlier this week, but he was able to practice today. He was able to meet with us media, and it does seem like he's on track to play on Sunday.
And if anybody was wondering about Rob Gronkowski, things are still kind of confusing there because he said that he was playing. Bill Belichick today in his press conference says he hasn't been cleared yet. He's still going through concussion protocol, so we will have to wait and see on that, but seems like things are trending in the right direction.
So practiced in a limited capacity today, as he has for the last week or so.
Yeah.
In a non-red, non-contact jersey. So in a contact white jersey.
So that will do it for day 3 from Radio Row, from Mall of America, our new home. And NESN.com should be your home for the next week through the Super Bowl. All our content will be there. It will be your Super Bowl hub. You can follow along on Twitter at Zach Cox NESN, at Doug Kyde, or at Cox Courtney. We will have you covered.